Okay, Mertime Witness 1. And my mobile-thon today is basically a general outline of things I will be discussing in future mobile-thons. I was going to make a regular mobile-thon today, but my schedule has been kind of weird the last few weeks. So I will be discussing a number of subjects. Some stuff has been out there already, like Levis Page's show on Preacher Dan, the peculiar creature that has a rather warped view of how things work. Apparently there has been a parting of the ways between him and Mr. Homestead. And this is something that I figured would happen eventually. It took a lot longer than I expected. But what wound up happening is that Preacher Dan went a little bit too far, got himself kicked off the Pillow Guys thing. I guess it's a social media website of some kind. It's heavily regulated and censored. You can't swear on it. There are certain things you can't say on it. And apparently Preacher Dan went and said things that they don't allow there. And since Lynn Wood and the Pillow Guy are now the Travelers, Timothy Homestead's new idol, then he is going to defend the Pillow Guy at the cost of his long supporter, Preacher Dan. Now, it's kind of interesting if you look at the post that was made on the Traveler's blog. He really tore into Preacher Dan. He made the kind of accusations that people who have been criticizing Preacher Dan for years have made. And now, Timmy has gone off the rails against Daniel Lee. I don't know what Mr. Lee is going to make of all this and what he plans on doing about it. You know, he's got enough legal problems right now that are forthcoming that he's going to have his own problems. And so he may ignore Timmy altogether. Or he's just going to make some retort, but he's basically just going to let it go. But you never know. Preacher Dan's got a hell of a temper. So things may get even more interesting. And I'll go into this. I'm going to be watching this situation and talking about it a little bit more as time goes on. Now, there have been some interesting developments in regard to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. And the one thing I was working on is, what could I do to kind of shorten this thing so I'm not making a long-winded Pentagon Pedophile Task Force statement every time I mention this specific thing. And I played around with it, because of, making a word out of PPTF. And I originally came up with PIF. Call it the PIF. Timothy Charles Homestead is the media spokesperson for the PIF. But it's a mispronunciation because it would be PIFF instead of PPTF. And so, after doing a little thinking, I figured Pipitif is close enough because you got the P, the T, and the F. Pipitif. Now, there's an I in there, phonetically. But, since the organization doesn't exist to begin with, we could just call it the Pipitif. And so, as many times as I possibly can from here on out, I'm going to call this thing the Pipitif. I may slip and call it the PBTF or the Pentagon Task Force, but Pipitif seems to be the way to go. Now, as what we're going to be discussing in the future about the Pipitif is how this thing came about and how the name the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force came about. As in doing some research, I found something out that's really interesting. And this is kind of a teaser because I'm going to get into it, but I think it explains where the lady in the woods got the bright idea for the Pipitif. I came across this doing some research, and a lot of interesting coincidences came up with this information. And it's quite clear that this is where the idea for the Pipitif came from, how the name for the Pipitif came up, and how this fishtail has steadily grown since it was created. So stay tuned for that. Now, as far as when or if I'm going to live stream, I just haven't had the time. Now, I'm usually, most of the time, I'm listening in on Levis Show while working on other projects. And so it's kind of hard to work into my schedule with his because I don't want to compete with him. He does a better job of explaining things than I do, and he's a more professional live streamer since he has professional media experience. So I cede to him in that respect, since most of the audience out there is watching both him and me whenever I'm on the air. So I'd rather join in and just watch Levi and Alex as they do their thing on the internet. Now, this is going up on Friday, I hope. Levi did his show last night, Thursday. And if you did not tune into this show live, I strongly recommend you watch it on the recording, because it is one of the funniest shows that I've watched on the internet in quite some time. There's a lot of sarcasm that happened there, and as predictable as she can be, the creator of the Pipitif took the whole thing out of context. I knew damn well she would, and it didn't take that long. She has her ears glued to that show looking for anything that she can use on her crack shoot website. And I tell you, there are some picky people in Levi's audience. There's this one chick, I don't know why she bothers to tune in, but she does. And she got her burr up her ass, or her pennies in the wad, because there's an occasional dead air in the show. This isn't CNN, this isn't a mainstream media show, it's a YouTube stream. Or whatever software he's using to broadcast this thing with. But it's essentially a YouTube channel, and you cut people a little bit of slack. I mean, my show's nothing to brag about. I get 20, 25 people in there, and I make a nice mess of the bandwidth talking about what I feel like talking about on the show. And I don't understand if people don't like these channels. Why do they bother to tune in? Except perhaps to troll it. Now, there was dead air on there. I mean, he's just getting started. The software he's using is very temperamental. So you gotta cut the guy a little bit of slack. He'll get it down. He's improving every time I hear him. And, be doing a better job than I do. You know, I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy with a computer in my living room, and I get on when I feel like it, talk about what I feel like it, and that's that. So, and to continue on with this mess of a murder-thon, we have a couple things coming up. Now, Monday, I'm not going to be able to live stream this occurrence, but if I can make it to downtown Orlando, there's a little something that's going on in Orlando, and I'm going to try and take a couple videos of this stuff and put it up on YouTube either right after I take the images or sometime later, because I cannot live stream mobile on YouTube. I can on Facebook, and I may do a live stream on Facebook, so you people might want to tune in around 9 o'clock in the morning-ish on Monday, September 19th. And we'll see how things go. I'll be in beautiful downtown Orlando, and we'll have a little bit of fun. You know, go back to my old days in 1908 or 2008, 2009 when I was running around downtown Orlando. So we'll give that a whirl. Now, nice spring day out today. To kind of change the subject a little bit. Somewhat cloudy. It's in the mid-80s. It's been relatively cool the past couple of days. Nights are nice and cool. Considerably more comfortable in my front room because I don't have an air conditioner there. Now, I may have an air conditioner in there eventually because I was able to pick up a small room air conditioner dirt cheap. And so I'm going to try and figure out how to put that in the living room so that I've got air conditioning when I'm on the air. So you may hear the roar of a room air conditioner during my show. Might be the same intensity as you're hearing in my car when I'm driving down the road, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So I guess until the next time I'm on the air, either in this contraption or on the computer, please like, subscribe, share, because I still wouldn't mind getting over 1,000 subscribers and have a stable audience, because I do plan on doing a lot of mobile presentations, and they are going to be live. And I have, you know, there's going to be different things, a little bit, subjects are going to be a little varied. I was going to do this separate on my M4K channel, but it takes so damn long to build up an audience of 1,000 people. I'm going to stick to my primary YouTube channel for right now. So when you tune in to the videos I make that will have the M4K identifier on it, because I will be uploading to both the M4K FL and the From the Desk of Witness 1 Live channels. Yeah, it'd be nice if you subscribe to both of them, but, you know, if you subscribe for the From the Desk, I can at least get it to where I can live stream while mobile, because that's going to be the key to this whole thing. I'm going to have to do everything recorded until such time as I can get the ability to stream live. And I may do some of the early things over on Facebook, but I will let everybody know when that happens. So just kind of stick it out, hang around, and see if I can come up with something a little bit worthwhile for you people to waste your time on. Otherwise, at least there'll be crap up there for people to poke fun of. since that's Lady in the Woods has me so much on her mind every waking hour of the day and night. I'm sure she'll chime in a time or two. So, until then, this is William K. Murtaugh, Murt Witness 1. Enjoy yourselves out there, be safe, and have a good one.